Mike North, hear him every Sunday night at 9 o'clock right here on AM 560. Hear him with Steve Cochran every Friday afternoon at 5:50. And watch his daily 30 and 5 video commentaries at 560WIND.com, sponsored in part by Altoff Industries, Residential Heating and Cooling. We welcome back to the John and Amy Gabfest. Mike North,
How was the trip, guys?
It was a wonderful trip, and next time we go, we want you to come along.
Oh, I'd love to. You guys sound like you had a good time, but you guys get to go overseas. We're going to Arlington Heights.
Well, I want to get into that here in a few minutes.
Okay.
That sounds like a great event, too. But first,
Thanks,
your
Jeff.
thoughts. I just finished a book on the 85 Bears called Dub Bears.
Dub Bears.
And in this book, they make reference a couple different times to a reward system that Buddy Ryan had set up for his defensive guys when you would take out an opposing quarterback. How much different is this Sean Payton controversy?
Well, there was no concussion issues back then. The league wasn't politically correct. There weren't former players, retirees making noise. I mean, Buddy Ryan has been doing it forever, since his days back with the New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings guys back in the 70s or 80s. My take on it, okay, I've been hearing a lot of people on the airwaves, a lot of PC stuff as far as I'm concerned. As a fan, I don't have a problem when somebody's carted off the field. As a fan, if a guy has a concussion from it, and you know what, he has to deal with it, just like everybody's got to deal with any other job they have in their life where there's issues, from asbestos to falling off a building if you're a construction worker. Hey, this is what you get millions of dollars for. Now, the bounty thing, I don't think Dick Butkus or some of our friends that we know from the Bears needed a bounty to twist somebody's head off. That being said, the NFL's got to make a statement now. And I think the issue here is not that the players back in the day had the bounty. It's the coaches. But like you just said, John, Buddy Ryan, one of the most revered defensive coaches of all time, was a guy who blatantly did it. And the 85 Bears, I would guarantee you, had more than 2 or 3 instances. I mean, they were a destructive crew. And so I'm not big on making a big deal out of this, but it's a lot of filler.
Mike, it's a huge NFL and it's scandal, and it's unfolding. But this Greg Williams, who's accused of arranging cash bonuses, what's going to happen to him?
Well, I think now, you know what? I believe he's going to get a suspension. I believe that there'll be a fine. I don't know if there's going to be lost draft picks. Some people are saying he could be out for the year. I believe he'll coach this year. Sean Payton's the guy who's the darling of the National Football League. You know, you very rarely hear about the Rex Ryans and other people. I'm anxious to see what they do with Sean Ryan, because when New England had Spygate, where they were filming practices of other teams, Belichick didn't have anything done to him as far as suspension, but they were fined $500,000. So I think it's going to be money and suspensions, maybe for the head coach and for the defensive coordinator.
So Sean Payton knew about this?
There's no question.
He doesn't. He's incompetent.
Yeah, there's no question that he knew about this. Here's the thing that angers people from around the league is that they were told to stop it, and they didn't. So they kept going. So it's sort of like, hey, you're told to do something. You say, I won't do it again. Then you do it anyway after the authoritative figure told you not to do it. That's what they're really mad about. And that's what I think Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, is going to pay the price for. And he goes back to his days. He's St. Louis's coordinator now. New Orleans, Washington. I mean, he's been involved in these situations before, from what we're understanding.
Mike, let's talk a bit about Thursday's event at Arlington Park. Go ahead.
Well, I'm excited about it. You know what? Jiggs and I are getting back together with a few hundred friends. We're going to be at Arlington Park Racetrack, free parking. We still have some tickets available. We've been giving out tickets here on WIND also, and it's great. We're going to have Jimbo Covert, Steve McMichael. We're going to have Eddie Olczyk. Some former Score personalities are going to be here, and a couple other surprises. And we're going to have a $50 buffet, 2 drinks, and the Daily Herald, WIND, Pro Football Weekly.
What time does it start?
5 o'clock, 5:30, and then it's when the doors open, and then 6 o'clock is the meal. 7:30 the show starts. It's going to be about an hour and a half show, which will then be put up on pay-per-view for the next month on about 12 major sites around the state and around the country.
Well, good luck with it, and
thanks, guys.
Thanks for your time, and I can't wait to watch
Hope to see you there.
Okay.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
I'm Mike North for the Village of Rosemont. From the 9th largest convention center to restaurants to theaters, sports venues, and hotels. 5 minutes from O'Hare, you got it all here. Rosemont, you can't miss it.